Welcome back to Perspectives, your favorite generational podcast. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Katrina. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about today.
That we do. Where should we start? Because we never know where.
That's a great question. Speaking of questions, we have a Twitter question.
Ooh, that was a good segue. I'm glad you for that one.
We have a Twitter question from T-Pixel and he asks, my girlfriend makes fun of me for using the word finna, which is definitely not a real word, wrong. Can you please explain the etymology and proper use of this word? Thanks.
Well, I agree. I think it's a stupid word.
Yeah. First of all, love you, love your girlfriend. Yes. And I'm sorry, I like people. Sometimes. Some people.
You know what we really like? People that listen to our podcast. Anyway, back to your question.
Your question is, how do you use finna? And I don't use finna, so...
I don't either, but it's like gonna, right?
It's like, yeah, it's like going to...
People at my school are like, I'm finna fight you, instead of I'm gonna fight you, and I'm like... See,
stop.
Here's my theory on how it all started, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone was texting, and they said, they meant to say, I'm gonna do something, and they sent, I'm finna, because they were texting, and they, just mistyped, mm-hmm. And then the person they were texting was like, huh, what? What's finna? And he was like, no, I didn't mess up. It's the new thing. That's my prediction on how it all started. But, T-Pixel guy, I'm with you on this one. It's not a real word.
Yeah. I never use it. My friends never use it, but I'm a nerd, so my friends don't use any of it. And
clearly, us two are the, only sample of the teenage population that you need.
Yeah.
We are very stereotypical high school teenagers going out to parties every weekend, you know.
Oh, you know it.
Drinking the devil's grape juice and inhaling his lettuce. That's a joke. We don't do any of these things. We're both very, very much just chill at home on a Saturday night and watch YouTube kind of children. But you know what? It's fine.
Yes. Okay. Speaking of words, last week we said that we wanted to do words of the week. And so we have a few more words. Finna was our first word, thanks to T-Pixel guy. And our two other words this week are mood and Gucci.
And, here's the thing, I don't use Gucci a lot.
Me either.
But everyone around me does, so I know that one's, more regularly used. But we both use mood on a daily basis. On a minute basis.
Yeah, Rachel Snapchatted me before we were recording because this, kid was,
So he was standing in line to check out at the grocery store, but it was a long line because it's a Sunday afternoon and everybody goes shopping on Sunday afternoons. So he straight up just, laid on the ground and started to fall asleep. And so I didn't send her a picture of the kid, but I sent Katrina a picture of my beautiful face. And by beautiful face, I mean it was, taken from the worst. I do the thing where I take it from, under the chin angle, so you just get all the face. It's gorgeous. Anyway, I sent a picture and kind of captioned it with, this kid just fell asleep on the ground at the store. That's a mood.
And I was like, yes, that is a mood.
So as an example of when we use mood, would you care to define the word mood?
So, I would say mood is when you relate to something. Or when something is, you see something and you're like, that's something I would do, that's a mood. Lying down on the floor in a grocery store. That's a mood.
It's almost like an emotion.
Yes.
Because, that's what a mood is, right?
Yeah.
It's an emotion, but it's taking normal things that aren't emotions and calling them emotions, like laying on the ground. Oh, that's an emotion. That's how I feel.
That's how I feel,
That's a mood. It's kind of like with people use same, when you knock something over, or something falls to the ground and you just look at it, you're like, same.
I'm pretty sure that's only
Twitter post.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like only our generation and maybe millennials that do that, but like honestly,
It's awesome. I love it though.
yeah, it's like
But there's an old Twitter post that's like a mom posted something. My daughter just something fell off the counter, and my daughter looked at it and goes, "Same. Is same a cuss word now?"
yes,
I was like, that right there is a mood.
yes. Which is we're coming full circle.
Yes, we are.
It's a mood.
It's like relatable or
Or relatable.
pretty much relatable is what we're going for
Yeah.
here.
All right, so how would you define Gucci, Rachel?
Good.
Yeah.
Or like better than good but not great.
Yeah. So if somebody, like, one of my cousins I know uses it a lot, and she's like, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, if I run into her, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, and she's like, oh, you're Gucci, you're good. So
I think it's because like Gucci is a good brand, so it's like
I honestly don't know what Gucci is as a brand, so
they make like purses. I think. Do I know nothing? Let me Google this.
Google,
Gucci.
our best friend.
Google. See, Google's just a fun word to say too. Oh, Google is an Italian luxury brand of fashion and leather goods.
Gucci is not Google.
Gucci is not Google.
Google sells purses, guys.
Google is Gucci, but Gucci is not Google.
Okay, so honestly, I've seen pictures of Gucci's Gucci brand clothing, and I don't get it.
That's cute.
I don't get it. Like, if you go to the Gucci website, the first thing you see, like, I am so confused on so many levels.
I want to go to the.
Just do it. So I have someone to.
Everyone go to the Gucci web. Oh.
Yes.
The ad for the spring fashion show?
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I recommend you guys go look up the Gucci website. Also, then scroll down the page. Yeah, no, I don't get it. I don't get high fashion. You know what else I don't get? Yeezys.
Me either.
Like, I think they look really ugly.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because I know people really like them, but they're.
Yeah, they're.
Nope.
Yeah.
One
That's a
brand that I
mood.
don't like. It is a mood. One brand that I don't like get, but I understand, or like I would never purchase, but I wouldn't be opposed to like someone purchasing it for me, kind of thing, is Louis Vuitton.
I don't.
Because I feel like they just have like nice bags, and theirs are never over the top. It's usually, I mean, they've got some weird ones, but it's for the most part pretty simple designs. And when it comes to like clothing and stuff, I like simple. Like the old country song. Well, it's not an old country song, but SIMPLE. Simple as can be. But here's the thing, right? All of these brands are so expensive.
Yeah. Like,
I don't get the justification. I don't get. I could never justify to myself spending $4,000 on a purse.
yeah, me either. Especially when I don't use purses on a daily basis. Like, I know my mom does. I know, like, older people sometimes do. But I have a backpack because I'm in school. And so
Fair.
I don't really use a purse. So I don't know why I'd spend that much money on it.
But I guess everyone has their thing that they spend a lot of money on, right? So I guess if your thing is, like, purses... Because, like, you know, some people splurge on makeup, some people splurge on nail stuff, some people splurge on clothes. I guess if the thing you like to splurge on is
Some people
leather.
splurge on The Sims.
Some people splurge on The Sims. Some people buy The Sims, they won't splurge on everything else, because then they can make their characters spend all the money.
Yep. Motherload.
I'm trying to think of other things people splurge on. Technology is a big
Yeah,
one.
everybody's like, oh, speaking of technology.
Ooh, that segue!
So what
We
I
have
saw...
to finish the segue. Rewind. I mean, technology is another thing that people splurge on a lot, you know?
Yeah. Like, some people, whenever there's a new iPhone out, they're like, hey, I need to get this new iPhone because my old one is trash now that there's a new one out, and I honestly don't understand it.
I don't either. Also, I hate Apple for doing the Roman numerals now.
Yeah.
Because people say X for the iPhone 10, and it makes me cry a little inside.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know why this was a thing I had to learn, but in my school's advanced program in elementary school, we had to learn Roman numerals, and we, like, spent a ton of time on them. So anytime someone pronounces a Roman numeral as the letter,
like,
it's not Gucci.
It's not Gucci. Like,
it's not Gucci.
The Star Wars movies, they have the Roman numerals on them.
Mm-hmm. But
and
you ever hear anyone call it episode I?
No.
No, it's episode 3.
You don't say episode IV. You say episode
4.
I almost forgot what IV was.
You know how Roman numerals are? You know what has been really nice, though? In chemistry, for transition metals, you use the Roman numerals to determine their charge.
Yep.
Like when you're writing out the formula name, or the chemical name.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my classmates, for some reason, don't know their Roman numerals.
And you're like, well, I got that.
I know, I'm like, let me tell you about that. Oof. My chemistry class, that's an interesting place.
Me too.
Well, that segue was really bad.
Yeah. Speaking of my chemistry class, this week there was this kid, well, not this week, but I don't know, I have no concept of time, but recently in my chemistry class, there was this kid that, like, he asked if you had to eat the peach with the skin on it.
I want to see him peel a peach.
Same.
Because, like, I know it's possible, I know it can be done, I know the easy way to do it is you make a small slit and then you boil it, so then it just slides right off.
Yeah.
And I've done it, but, like, you're not going to do that if you pick up a peach at school. You're going to eat the peach, you're just going to bite the peach.
Yeah, he was like,
People are weird.
He was like, is the peach skin safe to eat? And I'm like, yes.
No, it's not. Good luck peeling it.
Good luck.
People are interesting. I don't approve.
We don't approve of people.
Nope, that's why we're both antisocial children who have a podcast.
Yep.
Speaking of antisocial...
These segues.
You went to homecoming this weekend.
Yes, I did.
Which is the opposite of antisocial.
I know. I'm a disgrace, I'm sorry.
It's fine, go ahead and end the call now. I'm looking for a new podcast host. If you want to shoot me an email at perspectiveofz... Wait, what's our email?
perspectiveofz@gmail.com.
Yeah, if you want to shoot me an email at perspectiveofz@gmail.com if you'd be interested in co-hosting this podcast with me, because Katrina was too social.
And that's the last time you can make that joke. So...
Dang it. Anyway, homecoming.
It was... So, I tweeted out today, because we're recording this on a Sunday afternoon, I tweeted out today that the only thing I learned at homecoming was that I'm not hip with the kids these days, because I didn't know half of the songs. And, like, the only songs I did know were, like, Party Rock Anthem, and, like...
That's because you're, like, a really old soul.
I'm an old soul.
You're an old soul. Sorry, I looked up that tweet. It's really funny. We'll go like that. I haven't liked it yet. Anyway, though, I actually don't have that problem, because for my broadcasting class, I have to look at, like, 4 or 5 different top charts, and then, like, make the music into a list of the top charts and organize it all. So, like, I have to listen to a lot of music for that class, Which, it's super fun, honestly. If you have a broadcasting class at your school, I would definitely recommend taking it. But I've had to listen to so much music lately, and it's a lot of pop music, even though our station is alternative rock, but that's a different story. But, it's a lot of music that I just don't normally listen to. And, unfortunately, a lot of the songs at the top are the songs that are just played on repeat all the time that, like, make you want to go live up in a cave so you never have to listen to them again, you know?
Yeah.
Like Thunder by, I think, Imagine Dragons. Is that Imagine Dragons?
I have no clue, but I know what song you're talking about.
See, you're hip with the kids.
Not really. But, so I went to homecoming with a group of my friends. It was 4 other girls, and one of the girls, her boyfriend, who is also my friend. So, when because we were, like, trying to dance, but then, like, my friends and I were like, we don't know these songs, I'm so confused, and, like, the boyfriend was like, they're literally all the same song, because they have the same, like, they have the same beat, they have the same, like, bass line, they have the same, like, lyrics, basically. And, yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely pretty accurate.
Yeah. So, your homecoming was also this week, but I know you didn't go to the dance, but...
I didn't go to the dance. I'm not a dance person. So I chilled at home and painted a thing instead. I'm painting... Okay, so I got this corkboard, and I am painting in... it's, like, in the shape of the United States, kind of. It's, like, a little iffy on a few parts. Also, it's the continental United States. So it doesn't have Hawaii or Alaska, but that's fine. But I'm painting in all the states that I've been to, and it's like... I'm, like, half done with the states I've been to, which is... It looks cool. But I stayed home and did that instead. But I did have, like, homecoming week festivities, and I don't know what your school does for, like, during the week leading up to homecoming. But mine, we have spirit days, and then we have... a girls' football game on Monday called Powder Puff. And then we don't have anything Tuesday. I don't know if we have anything. Oh, we have a carnival Wednesday. We have a parade Thursday. And then Friday night we have the homecoming game.
Yeah, my school is basically the same because we had Powder Puff as well. We have Spirit Days, which I was not the biggest fan of this year, but, you know... That's another thing we can get into. But another... And then we had the homecoming parade on Thursday. We had the homecoming game on Thursday. We had the homecoming assembly on Thursday. I don't know why everything was on Thursday. We literally had nothing on Friday. I have no clue. Like, I'm pretty sure there's some explanation for it, but, like... Why not just have some of it on Thursday and some of it on Friday instead of having everything on Thursday? I don't know.
That's very interesting. Okay, so I want to know, what was your school's, like, theme this year for homecoming?
Our theme this year was Greek Week.
Interesting.
Which I am so confused about. Because...
Understandable.
Like, I don't know what it feels like to be in student council because I've never been in student council, but, like, whose idea was it to be like, oh, so we're trying to have school spirit week. How about we have it be about Greek mythology?
That's very interesting. See, mine this year, our school mascot is tigers. So it was Tigerland where the magic begins, but really it was like Disneyland, so they were all Disney themed.
I'm so jealous of that, by the way.
So we had PJ Day the first day, and the theme for that was Sleeping Beauties. Mm-hmm. And Tuesday, I think we had the least amount of school participation, because it was Tweedledee and Tweedledum, or Twin Day.
Yeah.
Wednesday, we had Monsters University, which was College Gear Day. Thursday we had Moana, aka Beach Day, and Friday we had Tigger, Shere Khan, and Raja?
Yeah.
How do you say it? Raja? Raja, which was Tiger Spirit Day.
So, mine was, Monday was Olympian Day, which is like Athlete Day.
Sports.
Sports. Go sports. Whatever.
That was so just like, whatever. Which, honestly, no, that's a mood. But,
Yeah.
like...
If you couldn't tell, I don't really pay attention to sports. The only reason why I went to the homecoming game was because my brother's in the marching band.
Aw, supportive big sister.
I'm actually being forced to go to the performances, but, like...
You're supportive! Hush! You're supportive!
I am supportive, but, like, it's the same show every time, so I'm like, oh, alright.
That's fair.
But, anyways, that was the first day. Second day was Nature Day, which is, like, you can either dress up like you're going in nature, or you dress up like you're, floral print, or whatever.
Oh, interesting. Like you're a force of nature,
Yeah.
or you're going to... Okay.
Yeah, and then Wednesday was kind of similar to yours. It was sorority/fraternity day. And a lot of the popular kids, like, wore their hats backwards, did, like, button-up shirts, had red Solo cups. Me and my friends, on the other hand, we dressed up like Uzma Kappa from Monsters University.
I love that. I want to watch Monsters University. I haven't seen it in so long.
I haven't seen it since I saw it in the theaters.
Wow, I think I've seen it once since then.
Yeah, it's underrated.
Definitely.
Like, I'm not saying it's the best Pixar movie, but it's definitely...
But it's good.
It's good. People don't give it enough credit.
It's up there.
It's like it's better than
up.
Cars 2 when it comes to sequels. Up.
It's up there. Thank you for appreciating the pun. It's up. Because up is an up. I'm putting a lot of emphasis on the P that I'm going to have to, like, tone down or it's going to annoy people. But Up is another good Disney movie, Pixar movie. Anyway, it was Thursday.
Thursday, since we had the homecoming assembly, they had our class colors, which usually our class colors are purple for the seniors, white for the juniors, black for the sophomores, and gray for the freshmen, because those are our school colors. But this year, it was yellow for the seniors, blue for the juniors, red for the sophomores, and green for the freshmen.
For, like, the 4 elements?
For, like, yellow is supposed to be Zeus, blue is supposed to be Poseidon, red is supposed to be Aphrodite, and green was supposed to be Demeter, since it's Greek week.
I guess that makes sense.
But like, it's a school spirit week, and we're not even dressing up in the school's colors, and I honestly have no clue.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I don't know that I'm a fan of that.
Yeah. If you can't tell, I'm not either. But, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with our Wish Week theme, which I don't know what it is yet, but a lot of people have been saying that it might be based around those 4 colors instead of, like...
What's Wish Week?
Wish Week is, so there's an organization called Make-A-Wish Foundation where kids that have, like, diseases like cancer or they have some sort of immune disease or something, they get to make a wish, because they won't be able to live very long, most likely. And so they make a wish, like, our kid last year wanted to go on a Marvel cruise. Because he was a big fan of Marvel. He was, like, 5, and he was so cute. But, anyways, these kids, they make their wishes for what they want to do, and then schools or other organizations raise money for these kids and have, like, a bunch of spirit days, like, based around the things that the kids want to do, and it's really sweet and heartwarming, and people cry a lot.
See, I knew what Make-A-Wish Foundation was. I've never heard of a Wish Week, though. That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that. Like, I'm actually... That's super cool. I have a lot of friends on our student council, so I kind of hear about everything before it happens. And so I got a text over the summer that was like, homecoming week is Disney. And I was like, cool, I am down.
Yeah. Anyways, I didn't get to Friday, but Friday was Toga Day.
Oh, right, Friday. It was what day?
Toga Day.
Oh, gosh.
So, You can.
They let a bunch of high schoolers walk around in togas.
Yeah. You had to.
That sounds like a.
Yeah. You had to have dress code appropriate clothing underneath it, but like still.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, yeah.
They kept it family friendly. That's good.
Yeah.
I feel like. So we have something that's like our self-assigned spirit squad. So it's not an actual thing that the school is like okay with, but they kind of assigned themselves as this, and it's a huge. It's like a clique at my school. Where like they are the front row people in the student section at every game, and they go to like every game of every sport, and they like they're the pep squad basically.
Yeah.
Self-assigned, and I make sure everyone knows it's self-assigned because it is the dumbest thing on the planet. But they make, the painters jumpsuits.
Mm-hmm.
So over the summer, when they pass on, like when the seniors pass it on to the upcoming people, they all have like a jumpsuit painting party, and they are required to wear their jumpsuits to every game. So every Friday, the cheerleaders are in their uniforms, the football players have their jerseys on, and then you have this group of pep people walking around in painters' jumpsuits just covered with our school stats and stuff, and it's... and then we have another self-assigned spirit squad that, like, they just wear camo pants. My school is weird.
Aren't all high schools, though?
Yes, high school is weird.
Very.
It is nothing like the musical.
It's nothing. I feel lied to.
I am so lied to.
Yep.
It's big sad.
Big sad.
Speaking of High School Musical, though, can we just touch on what my school's homecoming assembly was this year?
Yes, please do.
So every year our HOCO court, which HOCO is homecoming for you non-high schoolers.
Yeah.
Our HOCO court does, like, a skit, and this year, normally it's, like, they dance to some compilation of songs. Well, this year they danced to compilation of songs from High School Musical.
That makes me so happy.
I thought it would, because if you don't know, now you know, but if you don't know, Katrina, thank you for picking up on the Hamilton reference. Katrina and I both love High School Musical. I think she is a little more obsessed with it than I am, but I think we both are just in love with it.
Yes.
But there was one point where one of the people didn't want to do High School Musical, I think, so he and his partner did Hoedown Throwdown to Hannah Montana, and I'm originally from a very small town, and I was like, y'all are just... as I say y'all, but they were dressed up in country clothes, and everyone was like, oh, they're dressed up, and I was like, you guys joke, but people at my old school actually used to dress like this.
Yeah.
Like, this is... I love that when school... There was some tweet about it. It was like, my school has country day today, and someone, like, retweeted it with a quote, and it was just like, that's my school every day?
Yeah.
Because that was basically my old school. But I just found that really funny.
Yeah. Hoedown Throwdown is also a bop, though, so...
It's such a bop. All of High School Musical is a bop.
Yeah.
They did the golf scene.
Bet on it.
Yeah. They like had golf clubs. It was hilarious.
That's hilarious. I love that.
See, some years our student council is really creative, and then other years they're just not.
Yeah.
Like last year it was just movie week.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything was just like red carpet day, celebrity day, fashion day. And I'm like, these are all the same thing.
I know.
But this year they did okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're okay. That's a Monsters University joke.
We're just making a bunch of musical references, puns, stuff.
Puns? I don't know. They're kind of puns.
Well, references.
If you can't tell, we're both really tired.
Yeah.
While we're talking about Hoedown Throwdown, I'm going to edit out that 5-hour silence. But while we're talking about Hoedown Throwdown, I noticed that your song of the week is by Miley Cyrus.
Yes, and that is because of Homecoming, because the only song that, like, I think everybody knew was Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus, because they played that and literally everybody was like dancing along, and it was pretty great. That was like one of the only songs I knew, but it was pretty great.
I think that song is played at every school dance across the country every year since its release.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a bad thing because I really like that song.
Me too.
My song of the week was Happier by Bastille and Marshmallow. I was listening to it a lot at the beginning of the week, and I just kind of like jotted this down. But then I realized, like, if you listen to the lyrics of the song, it is so sad. Because at one point it's, I want you to be happier, so I'll go. I'll go, so you'll be happier. And I was like, I noticed that when I was listening through it this week a lot, and I was like, oh my gosh! Because it seems like such a happy, upbeat song, and it's literally called Happier, but it's like, I'll go so you're happier. It's depressing.
That's...
Bet you never noticed that one. Also, Pompeii by Bastille is a love song, if you listen carefully.
Yeah.
I'm a big Bastille fan.
The things you do, the things you realize when you actually listen to the lyrics.
Right? Yeah. It's like songs are really good, and then they'll start talking about like drugs or other things, and you're just like, I'm gonna remove this one from my playlist.
For sure.
In line with favorite songs, Katrina, what's your favorite thing this week?
My favorite thing this week is wearing Converse to school dances, because as mentioned in a previous episode, Rachel wanted me to wear Converse to homecoming, and guess what, y'all? I did.
I'm so happy about this.
Yeah, all my friends were taking off their shoes, and I'm like, screw this, I'm wearing Converse.
Yes. Oh, that makes me so happy. Because, like, here's the thing. It's a fashion statement.
Yes.
I was actually talking about this with my broadcasting teacher because we're an alternative station, we were kind of talking about how, like, there was an identity that grew, like, in the 90s of being, quote-unquote, alternative. And it was, like, people were wearing Vans and flannels that were open and, like, stuff like that. And then she was like, it's kind of all coming back. And then she, like, looked around the room and goes, yep, nope, Converse are included, and 90% of you are wearing Converse right now, and the only kid that isn't wearing Converse, there were two kids that weren't wearing Converse. One was wearing tennis shoes, and one was wearing Vans.
Yeah.
It's like, that right there is a mood.
Yeah. But Converse are actually, like, super comfortable, and I had several people come up to me during the dance and being like, you're the smartest one here.
I had that happen to me, too, every year that I wear them. Obviously not this year because I didn't wear them. I didn't go this year, but, like, that's okay.
What's your favorite thing this week, Rachel?
My favorite thing this week is the sound of keyboards clicking, because I kind of noticed it when I was editing, that I was like, I type on my keyboard a lot, and then I, like, listened to it, and I was like, it's a really pleasant sound.
Yeah.
It's like soap cutting videos, but it's listening to the sounds of keyboards clicking.
It's keyboard ASMR.
Keyboard ASMR. Oh, this is now an ASMR channel. Welcome back to PerspectiveZ, your favorite generational podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Rachel.
And I'm the other host, Katrina.
And that is as much ASMR as we are going to do, because I can't keep a straight face for much longer.
Let me tell you, ASMR makes me uncomfortable.
Same. There is something called, I think it's Soundboard Mixer. Let me find, and it's like a website, not an actual soundboard mixer. I don't recommend everyone goes and buys a soundboard mixer. I really don't know what it's called, actually. It helps if I spelled audio correctly. Nope, I don't know what it's called. I'll find it. But it's like you can listen to ambient noise mixer, I think.
Oh, yes, I've heard of this, I think.
ambient-mixer.com, and I'll leave a link to that in the description. But you can like set it for ambient noises, and you can set to listen to the Slytherin Common Room, or the Hufflepuff Common Room, or the Storm on the Hogwarts Express. And I'm reading all the Harry Potter ones because those are the ones I use, so they're in my like most recent. But then there's also like Mr. Tumnus's house, which I can't say his name, but the guy from
Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
What's that?
Narnia.
Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, like his house. There's Neverland, Scottish Rain, On a Ship at Sea is so cool. Like Beauty, they have Belle's Library from Beauty and the Beast. It's such a cool website, and it's like you can insert. So it gives you, I think, 8 channels, and you can play with it and it has like presets, and you can play with how loud or soft you want, like the quill scratching in the background on paper, or or you can like take out the quill scratch or one of them completely and insert like your own sound. So I took out one of the like howling winds ones because that's just not a soothing sound to me. So I took out one of those and added a cat purring. Oh, it was perfect.
Perfect.
It was just out. It was perfect.
Yeah, I
use the hiccups.
I use something like that because I use Ambient Mixer sometimes, but I also sometimes use rainymood.com, which it has a bunch of rain sounds, and like it has the sounds that you would hear during a rainstorm. And like I personally, like when storms are happening, I like the sound of rain. I love the smell of rain. I love rain. But like sometimes the sounds are too much for me, but when like this website, it uses the sounds to help you focus more, and it's like really interesting because when I first used it, I was like, I don't think this is going to help me, but like usually it does because usually when I'm studying for finals, I have a select time for when I'm studying and when I take a break. And so you do like 30 minutes of studying and then 10-minute break or whatever. And so because if you have a set time, it helps you focus more. And
yeah.
So if I'm using the raining mood thing and then also using the set time, then my brain's like focused, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like I have to get into the right studying mode, and for that to happen, there has to be this right aesthetic around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Aesthetic. I don't know why I did that. Aesthetic. But you know, like the very like calm, quiet. And while we're on the topic of aesthetics, I just found something called Hogwarts House Aesthetics, and I need someone who is not a Hufflepuff or Slytherin to confirm these, but I want to read them so we can discuss them. But ready?
Mm-hmm.
Starting with Gryffindor. Dancing ridiculously, procrastinating to no end, pounding music, thunderstorms, supermarket raids at midnight with their friends, bonfires yelling across the room, outdoor concerts, and complicated handshakes. And you know, I feel like I identify as some of that. Even though Gryffindor is the house I've never actually gotten.
Yeah.
Except from that BuzzFeed quiz.
Yeah, that one.
But that also said that you were a Slytherin and you don't like Slytherins, so.
I do like Slytherins, Rachel.
No, you don't. You just put on a face so you can make the podcast with one.
No.
Anyway.
I'm gonna have to set a limit for how many times you can make that joke.
You're the one that doesn't like Slytherin.
Fight me, Rachel.
Alright, let's go. Hufflepuff. Unexpected hugs from the back, cuddling in front of a fire, oversized t-shirts, wind chimes, Polaroids, cuddling in blankets, new recipes, baking at 2 a.m., just cuddling in general, fairy tales and short stories, wishing on dandelions. Would you say that describes your aesthetic?
Yes, that's a mood.
That's definitely like your aesthetic. Moods are like aesthetics.
Yes.
So, you know, the aesthetic of laying on the ground at the supermarket.
Yeah.
That's
aesthetic.
There we go. It all works.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, the first one on Slytherin just describes me perfectly. Lighthearted teasing, sharing secrets, 3 a.m. texts, playing with their hair, leather jackets, museums, dark chocolate and sea salt, which is so good. Having someone who stays up with you on those restless nights, and that is very, very much my aesthetic.
That is very much, like, from knowing you, even though I've only known you for, like, it's been 9 months, probably, almost 10.
I think it's been 8.
Yeah, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there. But from knowing you for that long, I can definitely say, like, one time...
Especially the lighthearted teasing, it's like... Okay, here's the thing. If I am, like, teasing with you, I mean it in, like, a loving way. I tease people like they're my siblings. Unless, like, obviously you tell me you don't want me to, or, like, you don't like teasing, then obviously I'll stop. But if I don't tease you, there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like you.
So, obviously you do like me because you teased me about not liking Slytherins or getting a new podcast host, so...
Meh, I tolerate you. That's the other thing, is I don't directly tell people that I like them. I tell them, I tolerate you.
So...
Anyway, the final aesthetic is Ravenclaw, which is playing an instrument, or two or three, singing under their breath, finding people who listen to their book rants, studying playlists, calligraphy, binge-watching shows till 4 a.m., ink splatters, and unkept journals. And that describes me really well, too, which is why Ravenclaw, Slytherin... I still, like, I identify as a Slytherin, but I think I definitely have a ton of Ravenclaw tendencies. There we go. I'm a Slytherin with Ravenclaw tendencies. Does that work?
Yes.
Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have a lot of friends that are Ravenclaws, like, two of the people I went to homecoming with are, not Slytherins, Ravenclaws. Well, two of them are Slytherins. But, I can definitely, especially the binge-watching shows until 3 a.m.
Yeah. That is something I do far too often.
Yeah. At Harry Potter.
Yeah. Okay, so I am really excited because in a day for us, but on the day of this posting, it will be, not a day, it'll be the day. October! Spooktober is coming!
Spooky season!
When I think of Spooktober, the first thing that I always think of is the troll in the dungeon scene from Harry and the Potter. Harry and the Potter. Who put Harry in that pot again? Get him out of that vase! I'm sorry to anyone that doesn't watch Harry Potter or read Harry Potter and just has to listen to us, but we're hilarious.
We're also very modest.
Yeah. Anyway, when I think of Spooktober, I think of Harry Potter. But here's the thing, lately I've been thinking it's Spooktober already.
Yeah.
Like today I was going to write my check for my car insurance, and I was like, cool, I'm a month ahead, I'm paying for November, and then I was like, wait. It's, because I was like convinced it was October already. Mm-hmm. And it's not. It's still September. Technically, it's only September for like another 12 hours, but it is still September.
Yeah.
What's your favorite month?
I mean, I'd say April because that's when my birthday is.
I mean, that's fair. It's definitely fair. I don't know. Months are weird because I don't know that my favorite month changes. Mm-hmm. Like year to year.
Based on what month it is.
So, no, like based off the year. So, some years I'm really, really looking forward to a certain thing, and that's in a like X month. Like this year, I was really looking forward to August because that's when my niece was due. But then she ended up being born in June, so that was a whole different thing. But, like, you know, it just depends on the year and the situation. Mm-hmm. Currently, June is my favorite month for that reason, because she's a little bean, and I get to see her in 5 days as of recording, which will be 4 days as of me posting this tomorrow.
Hopefully.
It'll get posted, probably.
Yeah, we had some scheduling errors because of homecoming week and a bunch of scheduling things. So,
listen, scheduling things is hard.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a planner that you write stuff down in, or like an agenda?
I try to keep it for the first week of the school year, and then, like, it disappears. That's
fair. Wait, what do you call it? Because I call it a planner, but I know, like, some people call it an agenda.
I call it a planner.
Okay. Well, because you plan out your life in it, right? I'm the same way where, like, I'm really good at like, writing everything down in it for the first week and a half of school, and then after that, I'm just like, I'm sorry, when's the math test? Oh, today? Oops.
Yeah, that's a mood.
That's definitely a mood.
Do we have a Buzzfeed quiz this time, or no?
We don't have a Buzzfeed quiz.
Should we find one?
Find one, though. You could find one.
Let's find a Buzzfeed.
All right. So as we're talking about like homecoming and fall always has me very, very nostalgic. And one thing I was thinking about a lot this week that made me nostalgic was something that I missed from when we were younger, which is what nostalgia is. I don't know why I just defined the word, but I really miss Mad Libs.
Oh my goodness. Those, wow.
Yeah, because my friend and I used to go, before I moved, we used to go on a lot of trips together, and they were short trips because I was from a small town, so we would drive like an hour and a half to the local, like, bigger town, and we would do Mad Libs the whole way there and back. So I have, like, books of our Mad Libs, and so I was thinking about it. I was cleaning my room, and I, like, found them, and so whenever I find the books of Mad Libs, I'll just send her a text, be like, quick, I need a verb, and then I make her call me, and we play Mad Libs.
That's so cool.
But I was reading back through some of them, and I was like, Mad Libs are so awesome, especially when you're a little kid and you're not playing with a bunch of high schoolers that try and make it gross.
Yeah.
When it's just like, the man ran into the door instead of like the store or something, like he ran into the store, but it's like, no, he ran into the door.
Yeah.
Open the door, man. In summary, I miss Mad Libs. Yeah. Is there anything that you miss from, like, that like, makes you super nostalgic?
I mean, there are a lot of things that make me nostalgic. I feel like I'm a very nostalgic person, and that's probably why I have anxiety, because I look to the past more often than I look to the present. But, I'd say, okay, so I've been meaning to tweet this out, and I don't know if I have, but, I like nostalgic music. Because, I didn't have anxiety. Like, I probably did, but, like, I didn't know I had anxiety until, like, recently. So, whenever I listened...
It wasn't as apparent to you.
So, whenever I listen to nostalgic music, people make fun of me for listening to nostalgic music, but the reason why I listen to nostalgic music is because when you get lost in a song that you used to listen to a lot, it brings back the feeling that you had when you, like, listened to the song a lot when you were younger. And for me, that brings back a lot of joy in what it felt like to not have as apparent anxiety, and that's why I listen to nostalgic music a lot, is because I like that feeling, but I don't know how to get back to that feeling without listening to the music.
That's fair.
And
yeah.
That took
my
a
mom used
really
to
deep turn. So
my mom used to play it was Counting Sheep or something by Colin Ray. And it was an album of songs that she would play as I was falling asleep. And a few months ago I couldn't sleep, so I was like, and it just popped into my mind, so I kind of was like, I wonder. So I looked it up on Spotify, and it's there, and so I listened to that music, and it, like, put me right to sleep, and it was like, oh, I miss this.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, because, like, there are a lot of people that I talk to, and they're like, you're too young to be nostalgic, and I do feel like we're kind of between the age of, like, we are at the age where we very much see that we're going to have to grow up soon, and we really don't want to.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I feel like high school is that age where you're not an adult yet, and you know you're not an adult, but you know you're also not, like, a little kid anymore, and so you wish you were still a kid, because you're starting to have to do more adult things. Like, my mom has made me start going to dentist appointments by myself, which I know just seems insane of something to be, like,
freaking out about.
Worried. Yeah, but it's like, first of all, I've never liked the dentist. I was the kid that used to hide under the chair from the dentist. I hated going to the dentist. I don't hate the dentists themselves. I hate going to the dentist and having them drill into my teeth.
Yeah.
Because I have, like, this, I don't know, my family has soft teeth is what they've told us, so, like, no matter how much brushing I will do, I will always get cavities, so it's just never a fun time for me as a child. Anyway, like, things like that, we're expected to be adults, but then in other situations, we're still expected to be kids. So I think us being more nostalgic is how we kind of find the balance.
Yeah,
I could be wrong on that. I could be very wrong. Don't trust the opinion of a 16-year-old, but
I feel like a lot of adults want teenagers to be adults when it's...
Be an adult when I need you to be, but when
Yes.
I don't need you to be, you're 5.
Yeah, that. I don't know what word that is, but
definitely
that's what I was
understand that.
going for.
Convenient?
Yeah, when it's convenient for them, they want us to be adults, but when we say we want to have opinions or we want to talk about things, they're like, oh, you're too young to have an opinion. And I'm like, you said I was an adult like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, no, I definitely relate to that. So, something that my mom has been doing lately, which I love her, but if it's convenient for her, she's like, no, you're 16, you can drive yourself, go do the thing by yourself, I'm not coming with you. But then every now and then she's like, Rachel, why don't you ever want to ride in the car with me? We never just get to sit in the car and talk anymore. I'm like,
Well.
it's a hard balance. I think we're at the age
Yeah.
of just, it's a hard balance.
Mm-hmm.
Life is hard.
It is. Okay.
It is now time for our favorite portion of the podcast, and that is Buzzfeed quiz time.
Yes.
What is this week's What is this week's BuzzFeed quiz, Katrina?
This one is pick 5 of your favorite fall treats, and we'll tell you what you should be for Halloween.
I love this. I'm trying to decide what my dog should be for Halloween. We went to the store yesterday because it was rainy and she needed to get rid of some energy, so we went to Petco.
Mm-hmm.
And she got some new toys. If you check out her Instagram at sky_the_pirate Sky is SKYE. You can kind of see I document our trips on the weekends on her story. Because I don't post on the weekends just because it's too, like, I don't post on pictures on the main part over the weekends because it's so much to do. But I will definitely add to her story. So if you follow her on there, you can see her cute little face.
Yeah, she's adorable.
She is. I love my dog. We're teaching her, okay, so right now we're teaching her to catch toys in the air. And we're also teaching her to play football insofar as, like, I stand at a hike position. I don't know what it's called because I don't do sports. But then she sits in front of me and I go, hut, hut, hike, and I throw the toy between my legs and then she runs after it.
That's adorable.
It's really cute. Yeah, I'm trying to decide what she should be for Halloween. I'll probably ask on her Instagram story, so you should just follow my dog's Instagram and then we can get back to the quiz. Okay, cool. We'll give you a few seconds to do that. Go ahead. I'm waiting. I'm still. Oh, look, notification. All right, we are good. Let's take this quiz.
Alright, so the first question is pick a fall pie, and the options are apple pie, pumpkin pie, cherry pie, or rhubarb pie.
This is easy.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Pumpkin.
Apple.
Pumpkin
Wow.
was my second choice, though.
What's your first?
Pumpkin.
You said pumpkin was your second choice.
No, apple was my second choice.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I like pie, but my brother hates pie, and I don't get it.
Unpopular opinion, I don't like pumpkin stuff.
I don't like most pumpkin stuff, but, like, pumpkin pie, I feel like in small doses, because if you have a whole pumpkin pie, then that's just not super great, but, like...
What? Who is hungry enough that they can eat an entire pumpkin pie? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, people who have pumpkin pie eating contests in October, Spooktober.
Spooktober? Yes, I guess, I mean, I guess. The next question is, pick a fall drink. Pumpkin spice. There's like a weird, they couldn't fit pumpkin or something, even though there's definitely enough room to fit pumpkin in the box, so it's literally pumpkin spice. Apple cider, hot chocolate, or salted caramel mocha. And you know exactly what I'm going to pick.
Yep. Okay.
What'd you pick?
I picked salted caramel mocha, which I've never actually had, but I like mochas and I like caramel, and so
They're good. They were my go-to last year around the fall season, but I haven't consumed them as much this
I'm
year.
gonna have to get one at Starbucks after we record this to actually try it.
I picked apple cider.
Wow, I had
But-
no idea.
I really like apple cider. It makes me happy.
I know. I like apple cider too. I like most hot beverages. I had a hot beverage at the homecoming football game, except I wouldn't really call it any hot beverage. I would call it hot water, but they sold it to me as for like $5 as a mocha. But it was literally just hot water.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't get food from your high school football game.
No, you should not.
Oh, this is making me hungry.
Same. Alright, what's the next question, Katrina?
The next question is, pick a Thanksgiving dish. Turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, or green beans.
Oh, this one's actually kind of hard.
Yeah.
I do the thing where I'll, like, if you haven't tried this, you don't get to knock it, but I will mix the turkey and mashed potato. So I'll, like, take the strips of turkey and I'll put it in the mashed potato, or I'll dip it in the mashed potato.
Yeah.
So good. But that makes it really hard to decide between the two. Also, stuffing is good because it's literally bread.
I know, that's why I chose stuffing. It's literally carbs.
Okay, you chose stuffing. I'm gonna pick mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
I love that green beans just weren't even considered.
Yeah. Like, I'm not having anything against green beans. Like, I don't hate them. But, like, compared to turkey, mashed potatoes, with stuffing, it's not a competition.
Eat your vegetables, kids.
Kids.
Alright.
That's me.
You're right, it is you. The next question. Pick some Halloween candy. Candy corn, mixed candy, cookies, or potato chips. What the heck is mixed candy?
I have no idea.
They took half a Twix. They took like half a Twix and they put it with Snickers.
Just like, I have no idea.
I think they mean like the mixed bags of candy, but that's not
That's
not a type of candy. No. Also, potato chips are not candy. Cookies are not candy, but I picked cookies anyway.
Me too.
What did you pick?
I picked cookies.
Okay. Potato chips aren't candy. That's not... You can't... No.
Okay, and since candy corn's on here, we have to talk about it. Do you like or do you hate?
I can eat like 3 pieces, and I'm like, okay, I'm done for the next 365 days. What about you?
Yeah. Same.
You're the same way? Okay. It's like, I don't fully hate it, but it definitely does get old.
Yeah. The next question is, pick a fall activity. Pumpkin carving, apple picking, haunted houses, or pumpkin patches and corn maze.
Pumpkin patches and corn maze? Duh.
Yeah.
What'd you pick?
I picked the same thing, but like,
Okay.
I was kind of debating between apple picking, but I've never actually done that, so I was like,
I have.
patching
It's
is...
fun. I've also like made my own apple cider at the place, but I really like pumpkin patches, and I think I'm gonna grab some friends. We're gonna go take Sky to one this year for some cute pictures. So I'm excited for that.
Okay, what did you get, Rachel?
I got... Wait. I want to hear yours first, actually.
Oh, okay. I got a social media influencer, which is a basic costume for your basic taste. No shade. If Urban Outfitters is a selling influencer Halloween costumes, it means that it's cool, right?
I think you're gonna be jealous of mine.
What is it?
I got Laura Jean Covey from...
Oh my god.
To all the boys I've loved before. Said, write up some love letters, grab your favorite scrunchie, and go find your Peter Kavinsky this Halloween.
I'm so jealous.
Yep. I thought you would. It came up and I was like, oh. Well, I think that kind of wraps up this first Spooktober episode of Perspective Z.
Yeah.
Except, there's one thing we forgot. As of recording, it is International Podcast Day, which means we have a request for y'all. Hit him with that request, Kidsy.
So, I know this is gonna sound super stereotypical for someone that creates something, but we would really appreciate it if you guys would share this podcast, because, we know we're, like, a super small podcast, and we appreciate every listen we do get, but, like, we would appreciate it if you're enjoying this podcast, if you would share it with people that you think would enjoy it as well, so that we can share the love, spread the love.
Spread the love. We want, if we're making you happy, we want to grow and make as many people as happy as possible, because we like doing this, and we want to know if y'all like doing it. So if you do, we would really appreciate, by doing it, I mean, if y'all like listening. And if you do, we would really appreciate if you would share this out to folks. Promise that's the most commercially we're gonna get, other than me plugging my dog every 3 minutes, which is at Sky_the_pirate SKYE on Instagram. Alrighty. This has been another episode of Perspective Z. That's been Katrina.
And that's been Rachel. Thanks for listening.
Bye.